It's the number one hustler. I turn a hater to a customer. It's the number one hustler. I turn a hater to a customer. Trying to get this right. I'm trying to live this life. I put in work and still be earning stripes. So it's the number one hustler. I turn a hater to a customer. Trying to get this right. I'm trying to live this life. I put in work and still be earning stripes. So
my life, I'm a lot like you were. Oh man, look at my life.
Hey everyone, guess who's back? It's Kamish, back here with another team preview. This time it's Krista Storm, original owner out of the north, team that's always been fairly competitive. Let's just get into the draft grade. Draft grade of a B, I think, is a solid grade for Krista. I could see why she picked where she did. With the first pick, Deshaun Jackson, Tampa Bay. I don't know if anyone's watching Hard Knocks, but they look like they're going to be pretty good. She could add Riddick, Hunter, Procise after to add to the running game, but, Deshaun Jackson, I think, is a decent pick there. Second pick, went with Jalen Richard, a running back. Probably won't get much playing time. She could add Jack Doyle or Marvin Jones after that pick, so kind of a questionable one there. Then she went with Sterling Shepard and C.J. Fedorowicz. Obviously, she picked Shepard before that injury happened. I still think he'll be healthy. Maybe not. Players are never the same, but probably pretty good. And C.J. Fedorowicz, I think, is going to be pretty good too. But she could have had Mike Wallace or Cole Beasley after, two decent receivers as well. Fourth round, no pick. And then fifth round, Robert Turbin and Alec Ogletree. So after the Turbin pick, people picked Chiefs and Patriots, so people started picking team defenses. So it's all just a matter of strategy. And then after Ogletree, could add Navarro Bowman. So, obviously I had to add to the run game with Turbin. Again, another guy who is just a backup though. And then obviously this is where Krista went to load up on linebacker. So she picked Ogletree, then sixth round Mosley. Seventh round, Sean Lee. So three linebackers in a row there for Krista. And then round 8, no pick. And then round 9 went Rashad Jones, Cincinnati Bengals. And then round 10, no pick. So, it's clear Krista didn't have 3 rounds there where she picked in the 10 rounds. So sometimes that can hurt your depth. But, we'll see. Looking at her lineup, though, she's still doing okay. At quarterback, obviously, RW3, her hero there, with Tom Savage as a backup. So RW3, as much as I hate the Seahawks, he looks pretty healthy so far in preseason. Running back, Devontae Freeman, Derrick Henry, and then Jalen Richard, Turbin, Oliver, and Ward. So Freeman and Henry are obviously going to be really good. It's that third position that obviously lacks some depth, or the third starting spot. At wide receiver, you got Deshaun Jackson, Baldwin, Allen Robinson, pretty good starting 3 there. And then you got Shepard, and then a couple no-names. So, getting Deshaun Jackson early obviously was needed for this team. And a good pick, really, looking back at it. Tight end, you got Josh Hill and Fedorowicz, and then some other no-names. So, obviously, Josh Hill probably won't get much playing time, but Fedorowicz, I think, is going to be pretty decent. Kicker, you got Vinatieri, Hopkins. You're pretty good there. Defense, Bengals and the Titans. And then on DL, so you went with Cliff Averill, Muhammad Wilkerson, Jarrell Casey, and Stephen Tuitt. Those are 4 pretty good DLs, in my opinion. And then linebacker, Sean Lee, Ogletree, Mosley, A.J. Klein, Joe Jenkins, and D. Ford. So, really nailing the linebacker position, I thought Krista Storm did. And then at DB, you got Rashad Jones, Hyde, Eric Reed, and Amerson. So, what it all equates to for Krista and Storm is obviously we already saw the preview with Chris and True North. We know he's going to finish first in that North Division, but where's True North going to land? Game 1 against Lucas and Green Lightning, divisional rival. Have a loss there for Krista. Taking on the other female in this league, Susan Fighting Geese. A win for Krista in the Battle of the Females. And then taking on divisional rival Chris and True North. That's a loss for Krista and Storm. Looking to defend the title, already 0-2 against her division. And then against yours truly, the Commission, week 4, I got a win for Krista and Storm. So 2-2 to start the year. And then going on to face Brian in the 12th man. Got a win for Krista in that one in week 5. Week 6 against Steven in US 1. Almost a guaranteed W in that one. Week 7 against State Controlled Monsters. Again, another guaranteed W, you'd hope. And then week 8 against Luke and Too Good for a Name. Got a loss there. So a nice string of 4 straight wins there, bringing the record to 5-3 after 8. And then after that, taking on, Sasha Heineken in week 9. Got a loss for Krista in that one. And then week 10 against John and My Ball Zach Ertz. A loss for Krista. So all of a sudden 5-5 for Krista. Things looking a little bit bleak. But then taking on a couple divisional rivals here at the end. It's the new owner, Glenn, first. Got a win. And then week 12 against Milan in the 6th. A win. So what does it all equate to for Krista and Storm? I see her 7-5. Heading into the flex game. Remember I said I think there's going to be 4 teams vying for the last 3 playoff spots. We've already seen 3 of them. Myself, Lucas, since the Elliott suspension went down to 7-5. And then, of course, now Krista and Storm. I will say this. I see Krista and Storm going to be the one on the outside looking in.